Where's that blasted salami? I can smell it. Ah, all it needs is slicing.
While you're at it, fix one for me.
Oh, that looks a little bit more red than usual.
Yeah, that's because you ate all those Frankenberries.
Well,
Speaking of which, stop eating off my Frankenberry bush, you dumb hump.
I would say my fault that Chavs has a deal on Frankenberry right now. They're trying to get rid of all their Halloween stuff.
I'm talking about my Frankenberry bush. Intro the show.
Okay. Welcome to a new episode of Taviradio SatAM. I'm your host, Taviradio SatAM. With me is my co-host, Viking Jones, also known as Jaikin Loans, also known as Viking Bones.
Also known as Jaikin Bones, the Wolf Bone himself. I wear a lot of hats with a lot of titles, but not as many as you, Mister. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mayor. Because also as the mayor,
Radio personality, TV host,
YouTube star. Well, a star isn't like your star is small compared to like other larger stars that are going supernova because their careers are dead.
Yeah,
You're still a white dwarf, I would say.
Yeah, like Smosh.
Rest in peace, Smosh.
No rest in peace. Finally, you fucking.
I don't care. I've stopped caring about them years ago. Anyways, we got some news for you. Well, this episode we're gonna review our Ghibli Fest 2018 and give our predictions for 2019's lineup. And
You might be asking why are there predictions for a festival, and the answer to that is because they said so at the end of it.
Yeah. And then but before that, we're gonna do some town updates specifically. We got to talk about the Love Ape situation. And also since it's December now, so we got to talk about our December holidays. Talk about what's going on this month.
I'm hosting my gingerbread house competition.
Hold on, we'll get there. So
Let's
go into town updates.
All right.
So it's December. Let's talk a little bit about Bumbleville's traditions.
The town survived No Nut November.
Yeah.
After my reign of destruction.
And I've run afoul of a lot of wizards, which, you know what the weird thing is? I think this comes out of my bad childhood because of my absentee circus father and my lazy werewolf grandfather. And mostly then having no strong father figures in my life, it led me to pretty much run afoul of a lot of wizards. I bullied a lot of wizards when I was a young wolfman. I would hang out near where wizards would practice magic outside near their magic schools that were hidden away from society.
Like, nerd!
Oh yeah, and then when they would just be practicing magic out in the woods or in their wizard ball field, I would show up and he's like, "What do we got here? A couple of magic noids, huh? Which one of you kids is a warlock?" We go by wizards and witches. Yeah, right.
More like wizards and bitch.
I would say that though. And then just like,
would you roll in by yourself or did you have a pack of werewolf friends?
Oh, I had a bunch. We were werewolves. We roamed in packs if we could. But if not, I would also hang out with other misfit monsters.
But I thought your biker game was called the Lone Wolves.
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm trying to get a down payment paid for my
We're not that kind of lone wolves. But we would run afoul of wizard kids. We'd beat them up. They tried wizard magic on us. It would hurt a little bit, but like they could only drive us away. I mean, their magic would only work so much, you know.
What made you stop?
Found religion, you know. Well, not kidding. I'm kidding. I never found religion.
What about Pan the Goat God?
What about him? No, look. What made me stop was doing a lot of growing up. This is around the time when I was also like whipping at local arcades and stuff like that. So I mean, I was an angry young man. I did, like I said, I spent like a couple 100 years in this angry adolescence, and then doing some time doing time, being thrown in jail, having to deal with, a bunch of angry
As a,
Frankensteins in an Alaskan jail,
I want
woke
to say,
me
like,
up.
as a wolfman,
Mhm.
have you been chased out of towns by an angry mob?
What monster hasn't? But we bring it upon ourselves, okay? Well, there's also a little bit of prejudices there, but we don't help our cause,
It's like what the inner frat boy once said. How dare they be different than us? I get mad, you're angry.
Yeah, that never ceases to amaze me. But yeah, I grew up doing some time in an Alaskan jail with some with a gang of angry Frankensteins. Taught me, humbled me, because I would try to it's just like, why ain't afraid of no goddamn reanimated corpses? I'll rip the stitches off their goddamn biceps. And then I realized they were Frankensteins and therefore, more muscular than me. I was humbled a lot. Eventually they turned me into their cigarette dog. I would roll cigarettes for them. At the same time, tobacco was plentiful and was worth nothing. Coffee was the one thing.
I imagine that these Frankensteins to smoke all they want since these lungs are
replaceable.
replaceable.
Smoke them. Plus, I mean, like I said, tobacco was
I imagine them going back to their doctor to be like, Doctor, I need a new lung. Quit smoking 5 packs a day.
I'll do what I want, old man, or I'll crush your spine.
Oh, you're right.
Please don't. Yeah, so they pretty much turned me into their personal cigarette rolling dog, and then eventually I graduated. Once we got a hold of coffee beans, they turned me into their personal coffee grinder dog. And then
How would you grind the coffee?
with my bare hands. Actually, no, that's a lie. With my teeth. I would crunch it up with my teeth and then have to spit it out, dry it up, and then feed it to the Frankensteins. They say
Feed it to them, not make it into drink.
Wow.
No,
We didn't get that part. Look, the brewing part was hard until we got until they put some until we got a hold of some fire warlock who was and by fire warlock it was just it was an arsonist, but because they threw him in supernatural jail with us, we told him, like, oh yeah, you're in here because you're a fire warlock, huh?
He's like,
yeah, of course I am. We all knew he's an arsonist, a petty arsonist, but we
didn't want to alienate him, right?
Yeah, we wanted him to be cool, and at that point, he's just like, oh, finally, I got a guy that I can be over. And then I moved up, and then once they let me go, I was released back into the Alaskan wilderness. I'm like, well, guys, it's been real. It's been good. I would even say it's been real good. But my mouth tastes like coffee, and I hate the smell of cigarettes now. I'm out of here. But it made me realize, like, I never want to be put in that situation again. I never want to be put in an Alaskan jail with Frankensteins again. And Jimmy the arsonist.
I remember one time in my youth I was thrown into Bumbleville jail.
Yeah.
For impersonating Elvis. Elvis impersonations were illegal back in the day.
Yeah, well, that's what you had to do. Say you were Elvis, the Mexican Elvis.
Exactly. To avoid that.
Well, anyways, we've killed 8 minutes of our past crimes and youth shenanigans, but let's talk about so what we got going on this month. We got Christmas tree lighting. When is that, Tav?
When we cut down the finest tree,
Which would be
soon enough.
Okay. Are we going with the evergreen tree, or are we gonna shake things up and get chop down one of those deciduous trees that has no leaves on them? Or are we gonna import a palm tree to watch it die out here in the Midwest?
No, because why would you introduce something that is tropical to a new environment?
I don't know. You've done a lot of horrible crimes. What's another tree crime to you?
Listen. I may not fix the roads. I may deny my people. I may be technically breaking many laws of the town that I bend because I'm the mayor.
Uh-huh. Where are you going with this?
But I'll never mess with the laws of nature.
Okay.
I won't introduce an insect from the tropics into this country because I want into this town because I want a different species of ladybug or something. So I know that's destructive for the environment.
You are literally introducing a tree that will die because of the cold.
I'm not going to do that.
All right.
I'm standing at classic pine.
Okay. Classic pine. Good.
I want it to smell good too.
Are you gonna have the town make the ornaments this year, or are you gonna provide your own ornaments?
I like that. I like to have it be a team effort.
Yeah.
So I'll be making half the ornaments.
Cool. And then the next morning we got the Christmas parade. One of my favorite things. We get to be on the Taviradio float, as well as the and then after that I get to drive the Bumbleville television float too.
Yes, or they're both just images of me.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, no, there's TV personalities on the Bumbleville TV float.
Yeah. By the way, that we're gonna get this week we're gonna be getting all those applications for floats. I already know who we're thinking about denying this year, right?
Love Ape
and Hate Ape, which we're gonna get to in a bit.
I thought we ran them out of town.
We'll get to that. Anyways, then after that on the 19th it's Krampus night.
That's your favorite night.
Oh yeah, I'm inviting my friend Fred over from Bavaria again. Man, he's really excited. He's just like, oh, my good friend Lycan. I'm very happy.
Didn't he also help you move Castle Wolfenstein to Bumblerville?
Well, I mean, he was in Mexico visiting, and he's like, yeah.
You're like, all right, I'll help.
Yeah, don't worry, I got it. And then also. Actually, before that, I just realized on the 17th, we're putting up. The town wants to put up a new tradition. They want to put up a wicker effigy of you that they want to burn on the 20th. So.
Well, if the town's willing to build it, then I'll allow it.
Okay. I'll put that up on the message boards in front of the mayor's office again.
You build it, you burn it yourselves.
Yeah,
but you motherfuckers better clean up the mess too, because it's not my job to be your mom and clean up the mess.
Okay, I like that. I like that kind of hands off, but also reining it in just in case. And then on the 23rd, it looks you got your annual. Santa challenge, where people dress up as Santa Claus and do an Iron Man challenge, where they have to wrestle a reindeer, outrace a guy in a Grinch costume to see who the fastest Santa is, and then also do the tour of the Bumblerville, which is to see who can ride who can pilot the fastest sleigh down Dead Man's Curve again.
Ah yes, Dead Man's Curve.
Which is literally a hill you built on the outside of town.
You say a hill I built, as in implying that I have all this time on my hands.
You literally covered up the town dump with dirt and said, "Look, it's a new hill, guys. Tell the kids to slide on this." And you thought it's not getting enough action.
That's one of my humanitarian efforts.
And then you're just then you literally said it's not getting enough action. You know what? Let's add a third event to the Santa challenge. So we're going from reindeer wrestling to first guy to catch the Grinch to literally. You know what? Let's see who can. You pretty much created a soapbox derby, but instead of soapbox cars, racers, it's they're homemade sleds.
But don't forget the main event.
Old Man Jerry,
the milk and cookie challenge.
So you can eat, dude. I think Old Man Jerry's gonna take it this year, again.
Is he building a sleigh?
Dude, the Santa Destroyer 3000. I heard is gonna be pretty lit.
I don't know why we just don't have him be the Grinch.
No, because Johnny the Hat is a Grinch this year again.
Oh yeah, he's the fastest runner in Bumblerville history.
Yeah, he was a former Olympian until they caught him doping.
Hey, he's still a hero in my heart.
Yeah, we don't think of Lance Armstrong or that Aquaman guy the same way, but we did the weed.
Yeah, but this guy, he may have been caught doping.
And of course, winner of the Santa Challenge, first person to win 3 out of the 4 challenges gets to be the Santa and and light the Christmas tree on fire on the 25th the signal that the Jesus has come, and he's going to bring his wrath on us all. And then of course we got the Hanukkah dinner at the end of Hanukkah, as far as the middle of the month.
I can't wait for that.
And then we got the Kwanzaa dinner at the Veterans Hall, which they said that you're no longer allowed to officiate because of the dashiki. It's the debacle last year, in which you said, "Hey, how come I don't get one?" And then everybody literally looked at you, was like, "Seriously, dude." It's like, look, Quentin Tarantino got to wear the dashiki throughout the whole 90s. He got to dress like as if he were a member of the African American community. How come I'm not allowed? I'm the mayor. And then they had to school you on wokeness. They showed you Get Out once, and you're like, oh, I get it. They made you sit through all those Spike Lee's oof, and you're like, I understand now. I'm sorry.
But I still want to wear the hat.
Those hats are great. Those pillbox hats with the cool colors.
Listen up. If the local Jewish community of Bonneville will give me an honorary yarmulke, then how come these guys can't give me an honorary yarmulke?
How come these guys? How come the local black community won't accept me?
Yeah, and the local Jewish community will.
I've sat down and watched enough episodes of the Steve Harvey Show. I should be allowed. I bought all of his books and burnt them because I know he's a pariah in your guys' community now.
And listen, I may or may not have called him a moose once.
They're okay with that. In fact, they put that on World Star Hip Hop now.
Want me calling Steve Harvey a moose?
Yo, this guy's a moose.
This moose tells you all.
This moose tells you all.
Yeah, it tells you how to cuckold someone.
Don't get me started on his advice books, man. And then the last thing we have is, of course, New Year's Eve, in which you get to cut the New Year's Eve pheasant, in which we're not doing pheasants this year. So I think we're going with a more sustainable alternative because we just can't kill that many pheasants.
Game hens, huh?
Oh, I was gonna say let's just move to pigeons.
Isn't that what Cornish game hens are?
No, those are small chickens.
Wait, aren't pigeons?
You're thinking of squab.
Oh, we just did a bunch of squabs.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get squabs. We gotta make sure they're not ruled with diseases. We gotta get those fancy pigeons. And by fancy pigeons, I mean let's get the ones that are the town square.
Oh, those guys eat like kings.
Yeah, exactly. They can't be that dirty. We've installed all those bird baths around there. In fact, the amount of bird baths you installed, I rearranged them, and now it's an official art piece, which is the square of bird baths.
Everybody knows I have an affinity for avian allies.
Look, man. If LA can have that whole installation of like that whole block of light poles and lamp posts, we have our bird baths.
Everybody knows that I have a fascination with avian allies.
Yeah.
I have a pit parrot at home who got killed by Peachy, dog. And I'm trying to try him for the crimes, but he's
the DA.
Exactly. I can't try him for something. I can't try him for that.
Yeah, and also I guess we have another thing aside from the burning an effigy of you for December, and our Saint, and of course our both favorite Saint Nicholas and Krampus celebrations. I guess they also want to do a winter. I guess the local non-religious folk want to do a winter solstice celebration for the people who don't identify with any religion and believe in nature.
That's fun, you know.
And then I think the last thing on here is, of
Depends
course,
on what they want to do.
Also, they want you to be at the. Also, I guess the Latino community want you to be at their. Be there at the 24th. They want you to officiate their the coming of baby Jesus. But again, that's what the Santa burning the Christmas tree is for. But they don't identify. They don't recognize that. They want you to be there to kiss the baby, the big ceramic baby. Anyways, so that does it for holiday stuff.
But hold on. One last holiday thing. While you're telling me about the Mexican community wanting me for to be there.
Yes,
I found
baby.
my yarmulke, or that the Jewish community gave me last year.
Show me. God damn it!
It's a Dragon Ball GT yarmulke.
They couldn't get you a Z one?
No, all they had was GT left. I told them,
Fair enough.
alright, you know, El Niño de Goku. That's not what they would call me, but you know.
Does Dragon Ball GT stand for Goyim Television?
No.
Oh. Anyways, so the next thing is Love Ape is officially off the air.
I canceled him. I had to.
He wanted to make a TV movie too.
I did, and he wanted to bring in.
Stuff about incest.
Yeah, he wanted this one to be about. Wanted this one to involve his sister. As one of the executive producers behind Bumbleville TV, he gave us the script for his movie, which was all planned out, as he said. He just needed the budget. And there's a plotline about his sister and his mother.
Mm-hmm.
One about Love Ape's dog, which is just a dog in an ape costume.
Which I thought was delightful, but I knew where this was going. I thought, no!
So, I pretty much told Love Ape, like, listen, I like your message about loving each other, but loving like this ain't gonna fly here.
Yeah.
So I told him, get out of my office, get out of town. Here's $20, get out of town.
Yeah.
And dip. So he said, fine, I'll take the money. And he left, and a couple of days later, I got news that he started a Patreon. And he's trying to get his TV movie off the ground.
As long as it doesn't air here, that's fine with me. He can take that shit to Cleveland for all I care.
Which is where he went. Because the city of Cleveland accepted his ass.
Good.
Good for nothing, motherfucker.
Hey man, that's why Cleveland is Cleveland and we're Bumbleville. And no longer Cleveland.
We don't talk about that.
Anyways, but I also got some letters asking, hey, what's the programming block now like because of now that we don't have Love Ape, they want to know what else we got to show. I mean, people who find
in replacement of Love Ape's cancellation, it said I was looking through the closets of BMTV Studios and I found a box of old recorded tapes of people filming Tavernella at the public library reading children's books to children.
Yeah, Tavernella's Story Corner. Apparently, they have a whole stash of it in the library that just was sitting around collecting dust. And yeah, I mean, so now we're filling that up with a more suitable messaging for our children. I mean, Tavernella reading Charlotte's Web, Tavernella reading The Joy of Cooking by a couple of cookbooks by Julia Child.
Tavernella reading Into the Woods or Into the Wild.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. He just kind of randomly picked books. It's a weird thing.
One time we read them. What was that one book? Moby Dick.
Yeah,
the entirety of it.
There was a time where he almost read. Tale
of Two Cities.
Yeah, no, I was talking about that one sex book.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was in my youth.
Yeah, he tried to read him a couple of some Gore Vidal books and all that. It was that was for Tavernello Story Corner nights. Anyways, but here, so yeah, this I guess Love Ape has now joined
oh God,
has now joined our.
No, can you just give me an image in my head?
What?
Do you remember? If you guys don't know, on Lycan's other channel, Jack and Loans. He and I have this movie. He has this movie series I'm a guest on, and we're going through this entire Criterion collection. So, our first movie was Solo because that was the first spy number he had in the series. In the movie, they hire prostitutes to tell them stories of their sexual experiences.
Yeah. Oh God.
So when you said Tavernello's Story Corner at night, I imagine that scene without all the children raping. But instead of the prostitutes, it's Tavernello telling the story.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I remember the book. It was Tropic of Capricorn by Henry Miller. The famous sex book that everybody was caused a stir back in the 50s and 60s and stuff like that.
I remember one time Tavernello wrote them Dark Horse comics, a couple of Hellboys.
Hey, that was cool, man. I was
that
there
was for the teens.
Yeah, man.
That was on the teen days.
He was hella cool. Anyways, so I guess this now joins the Hall of Shame of canceled TV on BMTV. I got the our programming schedule right here. So now it's gonna join the likes of Jod's Mule Boy Mule Reviews, which lasted one episode.
Show's over.
It's also joining the likes of Hate Ape, of course, Songtsenvakia Snuff, Songtsenvakian Community Theater, and of course my failed sitcom Welcome to Castle Wolfenstein, which apparently has a strong cult following now. They want me to bring it back. I told them no.
There's been big public demands from the...
Look, I've addressed this. I said, look, that you can have, and I've done the same thing with Fist of the Dwarf Star. It's over. It didn't work. I got tired of it. I don't have time to be working on scripted material anymore.
Your new show.
Yeah, well, I mean, those are different. I don't have to worry about production value anymore.
You mean trying to get your dad to be in one spot?
When he comes home. And, but also, I mean, so now...
I'm surprised he even found Bumbleville. You didn't even tell him where you moved the castle.
When that old dog is up for money, is hard up for cash, he knows where to find me. He follows his nose. He knows where the money is. Anyways, so now...
That old dog.
Son! I need you to buy me a new luchador mask. Dad, why you don't even... Dad, they don't fit you. Your mouth just sticks out of the mouth hole and you look stupid.
No, you look stupid. Now do your mask.
No, you have to make your own mask. I did it. It's this potato sack. Oh, look at this shoddy.
Wait, is he that new wrestler over at the Songtsenvakian Community Theater when they do their wrestling nights?
Oh my God! I have to go there now and verify this because, like I said, he wrestles under Dr. Wolfenstein DDS.
I thought that was his stage name on the circus.
That's what I'm saying. That's where he wrestled under. But if he's going under as a new wrestler, I got to check this out to verify that. Anyways, so currently on the programming block, we got Mule Boy Mule Reviews. Working Your Wood with Jerry Kentucky.
That's one of my favorite shows to watch.
Yeah, it's pretty soothing. The Joy of Scroll Watching with Kathy Homburg, another good one. The Bummerville Community Theater, as well as high school sports and concerts tapings. Lycan's Haunted Movie Barn, where I originally showed some pretty cool horror movies that were. But, well, not cool, but I guess bad. Stuff. The usual.
Didn't you have that episode where you showed a bunch of black exploitation films?
Yeah, well, I've gone. Look, it's changed a lot. Look, the Haunted Movie Bar started as cool, fun horror movies for late night drive-in shit that people would watch. Now are on TV. Now I'm literally scouring the corners of archive.org to pull up some weird public domain stuff. Okay.
How far does the bucket? How far is the barrel?
It's infinite. You have no idea how many things are in the public domain now. Bonneville TV Anime Block, which...
this is my most proudest work, alright? This beats out Mule Boy, in my opinion. I'm able to get a bunch of old reels of anime from different countries at a cheap price.
Which you translated poorly, might I add.
Not poorly. I'm doing the best I can with the high school education of French.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with 3 different language barriers because you got you're bringing in dubbed versions of Dragon Ball GT from France that you have to subtitle yourself.
Je suis el Gogeta.
Yeah.
Je suis
Omega Shenron. Ah, Omega Shenron, merde. Which you subtitled it as, Omega Shenron.
My friend.
My friend.
Hey, listen up. I also have, brought in season 2 of Urusei Yatsura from Spain.
Which I enjoy. I don't even need subtitles for that.
Also brought on the Visions of Estaflón from Portugal. There's a lot of things I brought in. How I'm also airing Neon Genesis Evangelion Family. One of my favorite animes of all time.
Yeah, which is cool because now if people don't have Netflix to watch Evangelion on there.
By the way, a lot of people were excited about that.
Yeah, I saw them. I'm like, why is this? Well, why do we have to know that this is going to be on there? Well, people would have just found it, but I guess it's a big deal, and I have Netflix, so I'll get around.
Is this your chance to finally watch it?
Yeah, probably.
But anyway,
I can now get in on those sweet memes. Then we also have.
I got a bunch of
educational programming, which are all educational films I salvaged from the high school that I just throw on there to kill an hour
Also,
or two.
I forgot to mention this to people who are big fans of the anime block in town. Guys, I recently acquired from Belgium the Dragon Ball Z movies, but only the cooler ones.
Fair enough.
I'll be translating those soon for you guys.
Maybe you can improve them with some slick editing, huh?
They have the American soundtracks, so that means we're gonna be getting like Metallica
Nice.
for metal cooler.
We also got BMTV SatAM, which is our Saturday cartoon block. I
like to play some old He-Man tapes that line around.
Yeah, but if it's not old He-Man like tapes, I did manage to acquire some Estonian cartoons.
Oh yeah.
With the same people who animated some of those final episodes of Morph Star for me.
I remember one time I aired Watership Down on it and I got a lot of complaints.
Yeah, well...
They woke up... I woke up at 6 a.m. for this?
Yeah. Then we also have pumpkin farming for health and business. A lot of people have benefited. We have a lot of pumpkin farms out here now.
Yeah, our pumpkin...
A lot of local pumpkin farming. In fact, half our local vegetable market is pumpkin stuff.
Our squashes.
Yeah.
Our gourds.
Yeah. It's past your bedtime with Kisaragi, his late night talk show. Which half of the show is literally him whipping on his co-hosts and aka his handlers. You've been a guest on there a few times.
I have. It usually ends in chaos. I sit down at his dusty old couch that he has.
I love his Bergie match corner segments where he plays for burgers against some hopeless loser and on the FGC, our local FGC community.
He's the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 champion over at the esports.
Of course he is. Then it's we have imported Taiwanese soap operas. Always fun.
I translate myself again.
Yeah. BMTV Night Walking. Cameron Keel's contribution. Time Clown, the longest running series on our local channel of all time.
To be honest,
I don't get the show, honestly. A lot of stuff happens.
I don't get it either, and we never run reruns, so there's always new episodes daily.
Yeah.
So
whoever's making this show, which is a long-running you thought Doctor Who was complex. Time Clown is even worse.
And then there's this Clown Town arc that I just got lost in.
Yeah. Tavaland Esports telecasts, which are fun. Tavaland live shows for people who miss it out. They air the week after. So Wednesday night, tune in to see what you missed on last Sunday.
Yeah.
Cooking Tarumo.
Tarumo invites a guest on, and they try to cook him.
Yeah.
Last episode, he tried to invite Saber. Saber told him, like, "I'll bring my own sauce for you, pig." And Saber never came because he's stuck in...
Which is insane, because Tarumo's still a political prisoner, but I guess they gave him some camera equipment, which explains why they've introduced a lot of Sanshinbaki recipes.
For some reason, Cooking Tarumo is a pretty popular show, so I've considered...
Well, it's all that pig meat that they've gotten an influx of at the Cheap Meat Emporium. And then, of course, there's BMPD Trauma Unit, which is Bumbleville PD, the TV show, their trauma unit, where they investigate trauma crimes. And then, of course, the original series of BMPD.
Which is just a weird version of Starsky and
Hutch?
Yeah. Starchy?
Starchy and Husk. Those are the two main characters.
Husk.
Yeah. And then, of course, Taviradio Story Corner.
The new show.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's which all these fine shows are good. You know, we work hard on it. Night Walking is one of my favorite shows.
If people ask, like, Taviradio, how do you never clean up this town? Because I'm busy cleaning up this anime and Taiwanese soap opera footage.
Yeah, gotta make it look HD for those.
Somebody's got to subtitle these.
Yeah,
and it's not gonna be you, and it's gonna be me.
Yeah. And of course, updates on here's a final update for the town. Political prisoner situation. No negotiations are at a halt right now.
Because of how well Cooking Tarumo are doing on the ratings, I'm considering breaking him out, or at least on to Jod, see if I can get the pig back in business.
Fair enough. What does he think?
Jod and I right now are at a bit of a stalemate because he says, I want you to bring back Johnson Walking Community Theater on the air again. I told him I can't do that because it involves in real life death or
pornography
or
sex, pretty much.
He's like, it's art. You don't understand it. I'm like, that's what they said about Last Tango in Paris.
Yeah, they literally said that, and nobody cared about Maria Shriver's feelings. So,
and Marlon Brando wasn't very comfortable either.
Actually, he's the one who suggested the butter thing. He's like, hey, Bonanno. Look at this butter. You thinking what I'm thinking? Literally what happened. He's like, oh yeah, Marlon. I know what I think I know what you were thinking. He sounds like Super Mario. Mamma mia, that's the one, the spicy butter ball.
Who was the bigger man? Who was the bigger person? Tavernello or Marlon Brando in his old age?
Same size.
No. I hear when those two are in close proximity to each other, they start having their own gravitational pull.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, that's why Marlon Brando had to have his own island. Okay.
Oh, our island is only home to. Isn't this kind of a silly game? Oh, don't worry. Our island's home to a reclusive American actor. Push boys, push.
Bart, I need you to take this shipment of 300 cheeseburgers to Marlon Brando's island. Anyways, so that'll do it with our town updates. Now, our programming block. Tune in to see our wonderful shows. Tune in for our beautiful, multicultural and inclusive celebrations for this month. In fact, I think December is the month where we celebrate the most things.
I'm really hoping the Kwanzaa community takes me back in.
Yeah, well, one can always hope. I'll pull some strings.
Thank you.
I'll show up with my own personal dashiki that they let me wear.
God damn. How did they let you wear it?
Well, it's because they told me not to wear it. So I wear it in spirit. I wear it inside.
Oh.
Under my overalls.
You want a yarmulke like mine?
No, that's fine. We have an understanding with the Jewish community.
I like mine personally because it got Goku Nino on it.
Yeah. And then, so this week, since, like I said, we're not, in lieu of another anime update or a Reddit deep dive or one of your fucking lemon story times, we're going to, Tav and I completed Ghibli Fest 2018. The local theater was one of the lucky ones. They were actually running this real thing. I guess every year they do it. I guess it's like a Fathom event kind of thing. So... yeah, started off with Ponyo. Then I went on to do Cat Returns.
Was Cat Returns first? Or
no, Ponyo was the first one. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up that.
I feel like. Was Cat Returns the second movie?
I'm trying to think, because you didn't come in for.
I didn't go for Ponyo.
Yeah, that was the first one for sure.
Yeah, because I didn't know it was going to be I didn't know this was a thing yet.
Ghibli Fest. So, in March, the first one we got Ponyo. And then April, Cat Returns. So that's when you came in.
Yeah.
Porco Rosso in May. Pom Poko in June. Princess Mononoke in July. Grave of the Fireflies in August. My Neighbor Totoro in September. Spirit Away in October. House in the Sky in November. And that's the last one.
So December and January don't have one?
Yep. And February.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So we got a 3-month lull.
Huh.
But so Ponyo, since I watched that, it's been a long time since I rewatched it. Rewatching it, still very delightful. I know people kind of tend to dump on Ponyo as being too kiddie for their taste, but not even kind of matching the same kind of a whimsical kid level of My Neighbor Totoro, because it's kind of it skews a little deeper, but I love Ponyo. I think Ponyo is good. I think Ponyo is definitely like not even a weaker effort. Because for me, it's not so much that it's a weaker effort. I think it's just like Miyazaki was going for something like he was going for a different thing, man. Like for me, it's him at his most kid centric. It's like him trying to like really tap into like the kind of not so much the whimsy, but like the sense of adventure, man. And all the things I fucking love a lot of the stuff that he does in it. Like, I love the hand bit. I love the epic scope and how it's like, yeah, it's like the end of the world. It's a tsunami, sort of, but people are still pulling through and being cool with it. And I just love how... I love that giant, like, pop boat that they drive around in. It made me want to go out and buy one myself, actually.
And what you did.
Yeah. No, I mean, in real life, I would actually want to buy one.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I have one in my heart. In my head, it's just like, I want to build a pop boat. But, yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I've never seen it. I've never watched it in Japanese. I've only known, like, the English. Actually, watching all these in the original Japanese was pretty cool. Because I mostly watched most of these movies in English, which are pretty good dubs anyways. Then April, you joined me for Cat Returns, which is for me, right off the bat, favorite new discovery. I'd heard about it. I've seen Whisper the Heart before, so I know where the Baron character came from. But him getting his own movie, and also having a movie that doesn't follow the typical Ghibli style. It has a more traditional anime look in terms of like the human character designs. But this movie is a brisk little wonderful adventure, man. It's great. I think it's a hidden gem in the Ghibli library.
The movie never slows down.
And it always picks up like its wackiness and weirdness, man. Like by the end of it, just like, wow, I want to go. Let's go. It's like let's go again. It's like a good amusement park ride where it's just like, dude, we gotta get back in line for this. We gotta get back on Mount Matterhorn again.
If you told me like let's watch this movie again, I'd probably say like, yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah, it's a good way to kill like an afternoon, and it's fun. It's not like I'll kill I got an afternoon to kill, but just like, man, that got me hyped.
Any scene involving the fat cat character?
Fuck it, yes, that
is
fat
like really...
cat, yeah.
So you want to see the Baron, huh? Or sure.
Oh no, he's dead. He died the way he lived in gelatin. That's good, and then also I love.
I'm Ronaldo Moon. That's the guy who ate all the fish.
You're the fish kid who ate all the fish. It's pretty good, and then at the end we're just like, yeah, we got out of that well. We managed to escape the cat world, but oh no, we're in the sky. We're falling. What's gonna happen? A bunch of birds show up, become a nice little platform. That was actually pretty harrowing. I was like, how are they gonna get out of this one? This is my worst fear right here.
Also, she fell in love with a cat.
Sort of, yeah, a little bit. Which is fair enough. But everything worked out in the end. Someone want to talk about like a Spirited Away. It's like pretty much Spirited Away abridged, but with cats.
I don't want to say I like this movie more than Spirited Away, but it's definitely like
I think it's more fun in Spirited Away. Spirited Away is more complex. Mm-hmm. Because of its length and the amount of time it takes to kind of put you in that world and like the tone and atmosphere it strikes. It has a different emotional tone, but this one is just like, all right, kids. It's the difference between like living in a world.
Your mom won't let you watch Spirited Away because she thinks it might be a little too intense for you. We got this movie for you.
Yeah,
and which is just maybe equally as intense.
Yeah,
but it's not cats.
Yeah, but it's also more fast. It's more of a straight adventure movie, whereas Spirited Away is a more emotional fantasy movie. And then after that. We watched Porco Rosso.
Turmo the movie.
Yeah, so the second Miyazaki movie, and oh man, just like the cat returns.
You always
more of a straight up adventure movie, but it is more about like the end of an era, which I love movies that are about like the last days of an era where like these people are just like, well, I guess.
You said many times that Porco Rosso is your favorite Ghibli movie.
Well, it's my favorite Miyazaki movie, I think. And for me, it still holds up because it is like, it's low stakes. Like, for me, it's like a very good low stakes kind of movie. Like, it ends, I mean, like, the big fist fight in the end is so goofy and great. And I like how a lot of the movie is like downtime. Like, you think it's going to be like, oh yeah, it's all like air battles and all that. And it's just like, oh no, it's like a few air battles. And then...
Here's Porco talking to a hot lady.
Yeah, Porco talking to this young woman who wants to like help him build planes, and then Porco hanging out while his plane gets repaired. And then going on another like air battle that becomes a fist fight, and then having to escape the Italian Air Force, and then the end, and then here's a cool bunch of old timey pictures of pigs in airplanes.
That's just Turo's ancestors right there.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good. I
The
can't.
laws don't apply to pigs.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, man. It's a good little like adventure movie, you know. It's Miyazaki. It's like
It's Miyazaki and his
Here-
love for Italian stuff.
and his love for airplanes. Like Next to the Wind Rises, and Castle in the Sky. This is his more one of his few airplane centric movies. You know.
He loves Sky Pirates.
Yeah, and this movie is all Sky Pirates. It's like Castle in the Sky was just like, you like the Sky Pirates? Here's all Sky Pirates. But also, you like low stakes stuff like Ponyo? This is all that too. I think it's on par with the kind of like, there's no big end of the world kind of thing. It just, I mean, okay, there's a little bit in Ponyo because of the whole tsunami thing, but like, this is all like a community and like its workings, but also the end of an era where these people are living in this time where like, yeah, nobody wants to do these like air pilot things anymore. Then moving on, we watched Pompoko, which I hadn't seen in a long time, and lived on its reputation for, it's the movie where the raccoons have their nutsacks.
The raccoons have their raccoons have their nutsacks, but also this movie felt the longest to me.
It's the longest. That's not a bad thing. I mean, it was long because it told a lot of story. And also it's just like, who is this movie for? Because it's a little like explicit for kids, because even without like the magic scrotums, but even like the lady raccoons have breasts and nipples sometimes. So it's just like, who's this for? Takahata, who's this for? Also, rest in peace, Isaha Takahata. I got to enjoy some of your works this year. Revisiting them.
Did we ever share when you texted me saying like Takahata's gone, and what I thought immediately?
Yeah. That was...
No, I mean, like, I told you that because you texted this to me. I'm like, Takahata as in the Team 4-star guy?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. I'm like, no, he's alive. I wish he were dead. I'm kidding. No, I would be happy if he died. No, I'm kidding. You're cool with me, Takahata one.
That's literally what I thought.
Oh, no, Team 4, what's Team 4 going to do? Amfish can take over. He's got experience. No!
I mean, why not just have Edfish do all the voices? He pretty much did that for JoJo Bridged.
Yeah. But, I mean, you got any thoughts on Pompoko aside from it being long? Like,
This is probably like... I love all of the Ghibli movies, but this is probably a lower ranking one for me.
For you?
Yeah.
I feel the same way, only in that it does a lot, but it never feels consistent.
It feels a little slow a lot, too.
It's paced really weird, and I think like tonally it switches between like goofiness as well as like
I think the
serious.
message Pompoko does, or she's trying to tell you, is done way better in Mononoke.
Yeah, for sure, but I also feel like the ending, I think, strikes a very different tone. I like the bittersweet ending where all the Tanuki are like, we just became humans, and the ones that stayed in the woods, more power to them. Like, there is a bit of like, when he like looks back and sees some of those Tanukis who are so trying to live their natural life, and he's just like, one day, you know. I like that, you know. I do like the way that movie ends.
It's sort of a movie about defeat.
It is about defeat, but also a sense of a tiny bit of hope and bittersweetness, and kind of like giving up, but also appreciating the people who continue to do what you couldn't. You know, I mean, like I said, there's a lot that I like in it. There's a lot of great set pieces in it, but its tone and its pacing make it a little harder to. I mean, there's a lot. Like I said, it's hard. I think it's hard to appreciate, but its virtues are there, you know. And I'm glad I watched it. It's not a movie just like, well, I never have to see this again. I would watch Pompoko again, and maybe it's a movie that would, my opinion, would might even improve with more rewatching. You know, so I think it's a movie that I would want to revisit to see if I feel the same way. Then after that, we had Princess Mononoke, so a pretty good like double bill with
Ghibli Star Wars, pretty much.
Ghibli. What more can you say about Princess Mononoke, man? That hasn't been said before. That's the thing about what's... Because here's the thing.
It's an epic.
Up until, like, from Ponyo all the way to Pompoko, you're pretty much revisiting what people consider the lesser works. And finding a new... For me, it was finding a new appreciation for them. Or... reinforcing how I feel about them, which is like, oh, I liked this before, I still like it now.
You know, you got that opening scene where the main character fights a demon boar.
Yeah, I mean, so like once you hit Princess Mononoke, it's all the hits from now until the end of the festival.
Yeah.
And it's like, what more can you say about it except for like, do I still like this? Is it still as good as I thought it was? Or do I like this a little less in comparison to some of the other Ghibli movies that I've seen now?
Oh, hell yeah, this movie's still good.
Oh, it's still great. Like, that's what... this movie still fucking works. It is a classic for a reason, and I think it's still a masterpiece.
I remember catching it on TV a lot of the times as a kid.
Yeah.
But seeing it on a big screen, that improves improves.
Yes, and the other thing too, seeing it in its original Japanese language is very different. Like, I like Gillian Anderson's performance as the wolf, as the mother wolf, but the original voice and the way they went with it, where it's more like a spirit, like kind of a more spirit kind of voice, and it's more masculine sounding. I like that because it makes it more otherworldly as opposed to like, oh, it's a person voice. This feels more like the spirit voice as opposed to, like, and the same thing goes with like the boars, you know. It's so good, man. It's so good. It still gets me. It's like all the things that it achieves, it works. So there's not much else I can say about it. Miyazaki kind of did a better job of doing like environmentalist message better than Takahata, and I think but Takahata manages to pull off some like pretty good moments. I would say like the one thing about Pompoko that I like is I do like the comic aspects of it. The comical things I think were pretty fun. They some of those scenes did have me rolling, dude. And then after Mononoke, in August we watched Grave of the Fireflies, which it's been a while since I've seen it. I know you had for a while you were kind of like in the camp that
it's what I used to think it was a whatever movie, and then watching it again. Well,
do you want to say why you thought it was a whatever movie? What created that opinion for you?
It was probably just like the whole...
I'm asking you to throw Bent the Sage under the bus.
Yeah, I'm about to, yeah.
All right. I want you to throw that...
I used to be in the same camp of Bennett the Sage, where he's just like, guys, it's just a dumb World War II movie. It's not even the best Ghibli movie. You know, who cares about it?
I don't know why people say it's so good. I mean, let's be real here. It's actually a mess. It's really slow, and it doesn't say anything.
And then all the complaints I thought about from Bennett's review, and then going into this movie, I'm like, all right. I'm like, Bennett, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, rewatching this, like, what the fuck is that dude talking about? What do you mean? Like,
this movie goes by pretty fast, by the way.
It goes by pretty fast. And there's some scenes where, like, I think some people would, like, where I feel like, oh, maybe they can cut the scene to make it go faster, but I realize, like, no. Every scene that you feel kind of goes on, like, why are we watching this? It all builds up to that feeling of loss and tragedy towards the end. The reason you need all these, like, scenes that feel extra to really drive home the point of, like, the tragedy of that, like... These kids, you have to see these kids in their happy moments and their weakest moments in order to really understand what they're going through, you know?
I think this is probably just an edgy part of myself talking. I'm like, it's just a sappy story, whatever, I don't care, death happens. But then watching this, I'm like, oh, man.
It makes you feel. And, like, I know, like, there, like...
Because that's how bad the Sage is. He's like, just a sappy movie about some kids in World War II. Doesn't matter. Well, bomb sucks.
It's not even about that, man. It's just like, I mean, it's about that, but it's also like, it's more. It's not just like, these dumb kids, they die. It's like, no, these kids die because of like the circumstances that were befalling all these like people in like Japan at the time.
Also, like the mother's death in that movie.
The mother's death is pretty hard. And this. Here's the thing: this movie spares no expense at like.
It's pretty gruesome. Actually.
It's pretty gruesome, but like for like good reason. Like on.
This is the reality.
On Lycan's Ice, when we did Solo on Lycan's Odyssey, we talked about whether or not like Solo was a good movie because of what it was doing, and I think like a lot of what it does, I feel is repetitive because of like we get it.
We get it.
We get the message after a while.
Can we gloss over the?
Can this ends? Can we end this already? Can we just skip? We get it? In this movie, just like it never feels like we get it. Like these kids are suffering and life sucks. It's just like no. There is more to this. There is a real human drama. It's not just like, depicting the horrors of war. It's also like seeing what these kids are going through. It's about their relationship, It's about their struggle. It's not just, and not their struggle on like as symbolic of like the struggle of what these people went through as a whole, but it's also like there are things in there that like you wouldn't see in other war movies because it's because of the way they personify
and there's not a lot
some
of
of the characters.
Maybe you can correct me on this, but there's not a lot of war movies about kids in wartime.
Okay, I'm going to correct you on this.
Yeah, please do.
There are a few.
Maybe I just haven't seen them.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good ones.
But a movie about kids that has the impact of Grave.
Well, there's Au revoir les enfants. And there's also, I would say Forbidden Games is up there too, but those are French movies. And I'm pretty sure there's other ones from Japan too.
I'd say King of the Flies or whatever.
Or the Flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, King of the Flies. My favorite book, King of the Flies. I read that in high school 3 times. I love the part where they cut off Terumo's head and put it on a pike.
Yeah, that happened.
Anyways, but yeah, Grave of the Fireflies, man, it still works. And like it's funny because afterwards I went on J-List and I saw that they were selling like a replica candy tin from the movies. It's like, hey, Tad, we should get this. And you're like, no,
no,
Mama's way.
I'm like that guy from
this.
I'm from that guy from the Hair Country's band. No.
So after Grave, which pretty much you're like, what the fuck is this fat nerd talking about? This weeb. He's
not fat anymore.
I know he's not fat anymore, but he's always be fat in my heart.
A fat kid's always a fat kid.
I shouldn't think like that. Then.
But can I think like that?
That's for you to say, not me. Then after that, there's My Neighbor Totoro,
which we skipped out on.
We skipped on it, but we kind of justified it as like, we've seen this 100 times.
I've seen this 100 times.
So it's
I'll say this right now, guys. That's my favorite Ghibli movie of all time. My bad.
I think for a while it was my favorite. I think ones that I need to revisit are probably like Kiki's Delivery Service. I haven't seen that enough times. Howl I think is enjoyable, but we'll get to those. Sorry, I don't know what else we could say about Totoro. I think rewatching it would just reinforce how I feel about it, which is like, wow, this is great, this is fun, and shut up about your stupid death theories. I don't want to hear them. For me, that ruins the movie as opposed to like.
Oh, that was wonderful. Good times were had by all.
Yeah,
I'm pooped.
Yeah, and then we did make it for the last 2. So in October we went to go watch Spirited Away, and.
We came out of the theater. We're like, that movie went by a lot faster.
For some reason, like I think
it usually
because growing up, when I would watch it on TV, it felt longer. But I think part of it, the reason it would feel longer was it was a combination of commercials and then repeated viewings. I feel like I
fucking Cartoon Network loves to put this movie on a lot,
especially over the summer. It loves Cartoon Network loves Spirited Away, especially like in the mid 2000s.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's an Oscar movie. That's why.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because it did win one of the only Ghibli movies to win an Oscar.
Yeah,
actually, I think it is the only is
for foreign film, not even best animated. It was for best foreign film.
I mean, to be fair, the Oscars, those old guys see. Disney. Get to that.
or Pixar. Gave it to that.
I mean, Disney Pixar.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I could say about it. It was fun. It still holds up. It's so good.
Yeah,
This fucking soundtrack still gets me every time. I teared up a few times because like that soundtrack and the emotional like highs and like the emotional marks it hits works, and it's not manipulative. For me, it's not manipulative. It's just like it's not even it's perfectly calculated. It's just like no, Miyazaki hits the right tone.
There's so many good characters in that movie too.
Yeah, it's fun. Like no one is
like the Spider-Man working.
Oh, I love the grandpa guy.
Also, see the big iconography with Spirited Away is No Face.
Yeah,
he's the face, as you can say, of Spirited Away. It's the main character herself.
Chihiro, I think, for me.
Yeah,
Chihiro and Haku are both great. I don't know,
but I think for a while I'm like, God damn it! If you're gonna do anything about Spirited Away, quit showing the fucking No Face.
Yeah.
Right?
Show me more Haku. Oh, I mean, if you look at my a Spirited Rumpus thing, you got Haku and No Face up there, along with Howl.
But I realized, man, I really like the No Face scenes.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Johnny's hungry. Johnny's hungry.
And then we finish it off with Castle in the Sky, which for me, revisiting Castle in the Sky, it literally has been maybe like 10 years since I saw it last.
Which... Yeah.
Holy shit, I think Castle in the Sky has definitely moved up in my rankings of Ghibli and Miyazaki movies. Because for me, that movie, you want to talk about like full adventure, where it's just like, look, Ponyo is an adventure movie, Porco Rosso is an adventure movie, but those are adventure movies in the way that like the adventure kind of like putters out halfway, and it becomes a hangout movie. This is all adventure movie. This is one roller. I mean, this is adventure movie in the same way that The Cat Returns is an adventure movie, which is like you go from point A and you don't stop until you get to point B. And this movie fucking works, dude. This almost plays out like a JRPG.
I was telling you this while we're watching. I'm like, a lot of the soundtrack and like aesthetic and style of the movie is very like Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, and it's fucking great. Yeah. I will rewatch Castle in the Sky any day now. If it's on TV or it's like, oh shit, this is on, I better put this on right now. I'm going to add this to my collection, dude.
In my head, I'm like, it'd be cool to see an RPG based on this.
I just love those air pirates, dude. They love their mama. And here's the thing, I wanted to be creeped out by their interest in the girl, but I realized, like, no, it's just that, like, they're innocent. They're still kind of innocent boys. They're They're like man children because they're so devoted to their mom that they've never really lived an outside life. So they just think like she'll grow up to be like mama, huh? Well, we love our mama. I would want to marry my mama one day.
By the way,
I want to meet a lady like my mama.
Is her dad the engineer?
Yes.
Okay. I was that. Kind of a stupid question, but that wasn't too clear to me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't catch it because I wanted to refill the popcorn.
That's also like is everything that like even the quiet moments that movie has, just like you feel like you're there. Like that is for me.
Also, it's a really
that's an immersive movie.
Also, a really good romance story too.
Oh, it's great. It's great all around.
Even the tough mama is interested in these two kids.
I want to see these kids, make it all the way through. And great villains. It's all good, man.
Also, it had one of my favorite scenes of any Ghibli movie.
Flexing?
Yeah. Who's gonna repair that shirt?
¿Quién es más macho? And who's gonna repair that shirt, huh?
Oh.
Dude, that wife is also pretty, like, swole, too.
All the characters are kind of beefy.
Yeah, I love that. That's the kind of beefy woman I want to end up with one day. But I got my wife now, so I got to tell her to eat more meat.
Also... this movie just cements everything that Miyazaki loves, which is tough old ladies.
Yes.
And things relating to the sky.
Kid protagonists.
Pirates.
And then something environment and
tough old ladies.
And world peace, stuff like that. And ancient stuff,
An ancient tough old ladies.
Yeah. But yeah, man, how would you rate, what would you say your favorite movie of this Ghibli Fest was? What would you say is the one that just like... Okay, let me phrase it this way. What would what would you consider, like, for a movie that you hadn't seen in a long time or you've seen for the first time, what would you say is your favorite new discovery or rediscovery?
I want to say for new discovery, it's Tat Returns.
Hands down, yeah. For me, same
But
here.
for rediscovery, Spirit Away.
Yeah?
Because, you know, I have Tesla Star on DVD.
Yeah.
I can pop that sucker in any time. But as a kid, I always thought to myself, like, God, Spirit Away is so fucking long.
Now you're like, oh, wait, it's not that long at all.
If anything, it's pretty brisk. So
Yeah.
I think my experience with that movie, of it only experienced it on TV with a bunch of commercial fucking break things Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I get it, everybody's on making money. But watching it on the big screen uninterrupted by any commercials, I'm like, this movie moves along pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
Also, all that food makes me hungry.
Were there any like, for me, well, I mean, I guess I'll count this as like, any movies that, do you have like based on what you watched, so would you say Spirit Away is like a new favorite, or would you say like...
Tat Returns is a new favorite.
I know, I mean, that's a new discovery, but like for you, like, is there any old favorite that you would say like, are there any movies that you rewatch would say like, this is good, but I could knock this down a peg in terms of like, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say like oh this was good, but I like it a little less now, because I feel like all the movies that
Home Pokro to me is the weakest one, because
I agree.
it has some pacing issues.
I agree.
Because 1 minute's pretty like action paced, and then next minute you have like what feels like 20 minutes of these raccoons
Talking.
arguing and talking to each other. And I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it feels a bit like a Star Wars prequel.
Yeah,
But it's not. I wouldn't mark it that much like that.
No.
It's like I said. It's got a lot of great moments
There's
in
no
it,
Jar Jar
but
Binks in this movie.
I know. For me, for favorite new discovery, yes, 100% Cat Returns. Everything else, I feel like this definitely like reinforced what I felt like before. But in terms of like new favorites, Ponyo is definitely one. Castle in the Sky has moved up for me in my rankings. I feel the same about everything else. I would say I agree that Pompoco is a weak link in this one, but I'm glad we saw it. I'm glad something that isn't usually like seen a lot got to have some like time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I saw it. I don't regret like, oh, why did they put this there? It's like, no, this is good. I'm glad I saw this. I'm glad I got to experience some of this like stuff I hadn't seen before. Or hadn't seen in a long time, or even forgot about. But in terms of like one of my new favorites, something that like I'm really glad I saw it, would be the other Takahata movie, which was Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
For me, that was a new experience. Like for me, that was just like, this movie is important. I think this movie, that final scene where the boy, like, after being reunited with his like sister in the afterlife, and they're like standing on the top of the hill and they're sitting down on that bench and they're looking out, and then he turns to the camera and it looks like he's looking at you, but then we see that he's turning to look at modern Japan. For me, that turn to you, but then like the reveal that like, oh, it's modern Japan. I feel like that is like the look of like, we suffered so you can have the things that you have now, kind of thing. It feels like that. That is a powerful, in a movie of powerful moments, that is a powerful moment. Especially with the montage when the little girl dies. Holy shit. I wanted to like, you could hear the audience sniffling in that movie. And for me, that's just like, that is a movie that just like, anybody who says Grave of the Fireflies is, oh, not as good as people think it is, they're wrong. For me, that is a movie just like, no.
Y'all just a bunch of edgelords.
Yeah, you're fucking edgelords. Like, you need to go back. You need to
Go take a shower
and think about your life. So, any predictions for Ghibli Fest 2019?
They gotta put Kiki's and Howl's.
Okay, Kiki's Delivery Service and Howl's Moving Castle definitely has to be in there.
I feel like
Let's see. So
I feel like Mononoke, Totoro, or Spirited Away will come back.
Okay, so hold on. So we got March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So we got 9 movies for 9 months. Predictions. I'm gonna say Kiki's and Howl.
You got it.
That has to make an appearance. Probably, I agree with you. I think Spirited Away and Mononoke might come back. So that's
might come back. I feel like Totoro is a must come back.
That's a must come back. So that's definitely like 3 right there. So and then maybe like Spirited Away and Mononoke might be up in the air for those 2.
We need a Takahata movie, so I say Legend of the Princess Kaguya.
Yes, the Tale of Princess Kaguya.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
Especially because it's his last movie.
Yeah,
it's definitely one. I think The Wind Rises would be another one. But
I feel like Wind Rises toward the end, maybe.
Yeah. I think. What about in terms of non? I think. What's it? God, what's the Takahata movie that I bought this year, like last year that I showed you this year. Only yesterday.
Yeah, only yesterday.
I think only yesterday.
That's shocked. I feel
that can come back, and I think My Neighbors the Yamadas would be
more
good.
Takahata. Man.
Yeah, so I think more Takahata with those 2 would be, or those 3.
When are you gonna finish that movie, old man?
Yeah, would be very good. So having Kaguya, My Neighbors the Yamadas, and Only Yesterday would be very good additions. I think in terms of non-Takahata and non-Miyazaki ones, I would like to see Whisper the Heart be played, because that would be. I mean, if we saw Cat Returns, it would be nice to see the movie that introduced the Baron, and that's a nice little like small, emotional movie.
Yeah, that should be in it.
Do you think I think Secret of Arrietty might be one that would also show up?
I always forget that's a Ghibli movie.
That's a good movie, but I feel for me it was an anticlimactic movie. Like the way it ends is just like, well, nothing happened at the end. I guess there was no stakes in the end. Everyone lived happily ever after.
So our predictions are Howl's and Kiki's.
Okay.
Are returning from this festival, which has to be one of the big 3 as I refer to them. So Totoro, Spirited Away, or Mononoke.
I would definitely Totoro because that's a classic, and I'm gonna throw in Spirited Away more than Princess Mononoke because that's a big Oscar movie. And I'm gonna say
Only Yesterday come back.
Only Yesterday should make an appearance. I'm gonna also say
Tales of the Princess Kaguya.
That's gonna be one. Maybe not so much My Neighbors the Yamadas, although that would be nice to see more Takahata. But I think for non-ones, I'm gonna go with. I would like to see. But in terms of like what I expect to see, probably Secret of Arrietty because it's more recent.
Mm-hmm.
Wind
Wind
Rises. So yeah, more Miyazaki because again, allegedly final film. I'm gonna also say in terms of like. Yeah. I want to see Whisper the Heart. I doubt we'll see it, but probably one of the newer ones. So maybe from Up on Poppy Hill and when Marnie was there. Maybe one of those 2.
Oh, that's 9.
Yeah, and that'll be it. So, anyways, I guess that does it for this here podcast. Before we go, I'm gonna read some ads. So here we go. Got a new ad.
Hey, who allowed this? This is an ad for Love 8's Patreon.
Well, we got it. We might as well read it. See what he's got. Hey, friends. Love Ape here. Your best friend who loves you for who you are.
And what you are.
And what you are.
Especially.
People, the fascists behind Bowmanville TV. I call them people. I tried to call them people, but I realized, no, they're fascists. They're up there with Nazis. They prevent people from loving who they want to love and what they want to love, and I'm against that. I'm the Love Ape. I loved you for who you are and what you are, and I wanted to have a longer show and pitch them a TV movie to further reinforce my ideas. In fact, my movie was going to be the ultimate like tackling of a hard subject. I wanted to really go deep with my ideas and my politics and my message for all you people out there who suffer a lack of love.
That's what they said about Last Tango in Paris, Love Ape.
That's what they say about a lot of movies. But because I was denied this and kicked out of town with nothing but the clothes on my back,
I gave you $20 to go hop up to get out too.
Because of the way I was treated and cruelly kicked out, I have reestablished myself in Cleveland, who are more accepting, but still require funds for my TV movie. I want to make this. I want to put this out. Not only will it air on the local Cleveland channel, but also I want to put this out there on digital platform. I want to put this. I need money to not only produce this, but also be able to put this on Amazon.com for rent on Prime. I also want to be able to for people to rent this on iTunes and Vimeo and YouTube. And for people who donate to my Patreon, they can get early access for free. For people who donate $30 or more.
Isn't that not free?
Well, consider this. I mean, you'll be in the contributions. That's what he's saying here. You'll be in the contributions.
If you're paying him $30 per month just so you can get...
No, you only pay it once.
Oh.
It's a Patreon.
Patreon's per month, buddy.
Oh.
He's asking for $30 per month.
Oh, shit. I thought this was a Kickstarter. This fool is a fucking scam artist then.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I wonder how big his Patreon is right now.
I don't know.
Here, well, you tell more ads. I'll look it up.
Okay. And so that's that. That's that one. It's pretty short. Okay. No Cheap Meat Emporium this week. I think they're still on that pig kick. We got one for your place. So, Tavoland Pizzeria and Esports Arena, because of the special wonderful month in which our Lord Jesus Christ was born, we're having some specials, some discounts for these homeless people in honor of what our Lord, the baby Messiah, would want us to do.
Oh yeah, the Who Beast Roast.
Yeah, we're gonna be handing out free turkeys to the first people who could beat Kisaragi at 10K Budokai Tenkaichi 3. The first homeless people and non-homeless people who could beat first 3 people who could beat him in a fair game with no cheap characters. We'll give you a free turkey. You have to cook it yourself though. And then for the runners-up who beat him after that, lucky.
but if someone homeless beats him, then I'll let you use the Tavoland ovens in the back of the kitchen.
Yeah, and then but for Krampus night, come in. We're gonna play some cool. We're gonna play Terrordrome. I know we should have played this during Halloween, but hey, Krampus is also pretty scary, and Christmas could be scary because what's scarier than seeing a giant demon guy, but also dealing with your family on Christmas. Haha, zing, bada bing. This is Tav. Also, at Tavoland Pizzeria, second location and first location, we're going to be doing more Christmas-centric. We're replacing all of our music with your favorite Christmas hits, like All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey. So tune in for Mariah Carey night. Tune in for
Kenny Loggins night.
For Kenny Loggins night. Tune in for our favorite hits of Christmas. Oh, tune in for Rankin Bass Christmas special. So we'll be doing Heat Miser, Ice Miser songs. We'll do hits from your favorite Christmas specials. We'll be doing a reenactment of It's a Charlie Brown Christmas. We're reprogramming the animatronics at first location for that. We're gonna see if we can refit the Yuri animatronic with with new wax, so she looks like Lucy from Peanuts. And enjoy our new Christmas-centric pizza. We're putting pine needles and gingerbread on it just to get in the holidays.
Gingerbread crust.
Yeah.
We put some it's peppermint cheese.
Yeah.
Also, I found Love 8's Patreon.
Yeah.
This mofo's making a lot of money.
Jesus Christ!
Almost 4,000 bones, eh, buddy? You got enough to make that movie?
Yeah, I think so. At least that's a cheap indie one, man.
Yeah, I think Bollywood will take this movie.
I hope not. I think Bollywood would be
That's
against
what you
it.
mean by indie, right?
No, I mean like the shitty indie movies that people make with Kickstarter money.
Oh,
They don't fully
by indie, I
deliver
thought
on.
you meant like Bollywood. As
No,
in
I meant
India.
indie, like independent, not Indian.
Oh.
Anyways, then our last one.
When are they going to do a Bollywood adaptation of Mule Boy?
I don't know. Last one. Looks like we got we got one for. Oh, looks like we got a new little fish joint open up.
Whoa!
Hey,
Finally a fish
come
place.
on down to Captain Crusher's House of Fish. We got all your favorites here. I know this town is pretty fish deprived. I'm here to remedy it.
I'm surprised we
Your
can't.
mayor, he personally contacted me. He said, Captain, this wolf man, he's not cutting it in our fish. Our lake's got no fish. We need a real fish ban. And I said, I'll take up your challenge. I fought in the war on Christmas before. I'll bring in the fish for Christmas. And I'll be your personal Santa for fish.
I'm surprised you even find fish in that lake. I've been trying to fish in that lake for a couple of years now. I haven't found a damn fish in it.
I told you we're not fishing for fish there. We're just hanging out to talk there with the silence of the water. Anyways, and he also says here that so come on down. I guarantee everything is not lake caught because there's nothing in it. I'm bringing it in from the actual ocean itself, the biggest of all lakes. So yeah, our prices are good. Have a good family meal for $10.99. You get yourself a good cod for that. And then for people who are single, we got your single meals. We'll get you a nice catfish that I personally will fry for you. And then for the kids, who doesn't love a popcorn shrimp?
Fair enough. I mean, with the shrimp.
Yeah. Also, first 3 customers get a free eye patch signed by me, Captain Crusher himself.
I'm on my way then.
Yeah. And then for the kids, who doesn't love a paper pirate hat?
He's on me there.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start handing out paper pirate hats to the kids. Maybe they'd love me like how they love Tavernello.
Tavernello was a beloved figure, man. There's a reason why he almost became town mascot.
Listen, the only thing that I do around this town that people actually like is the fact that I maintain that Tavernello statue in the town, across the.
They would
across
literally
City Hall.
kick you out of office if you didn't do that. That's the one minimum the mayor's got to do.
Sometimes I feel like I'm living in a shadow, mostly because at the Pizza of the Day, his statue's so large that he shadows the City Hall building.
Well, it's bad enough that they put his statue in front of the mayor's window, so he's blocking my son.
But you know what? Maybe he is my son.
Yeah, or maybe you're his son. No, time doesn't work out.
No, that's not right.
Anyways, that'll do it for this here podcast. Tav, you got any things you want to plug before we go?
Yeah. Don't donate to Love Apes Patreon. Keep your money.
Yeah.
Go
support Captain Crusher in his new business. We don't want him to go out.
Go.
We haven't had a decent fish place.
To Trumo's Patreon and help him buy his freedom.
Oh, I'm okay with that. What about on YouTube? Any upcoming videos?
Yeah, Saber and I are finally wrapping up the production of Thanos Breakfast.
Nice. Still excited for that. I don't care if it's been 3 years.
I've been.
See you in 3 years.
I'm putting out a new Christmas album.
Cool.
Fruitcake Lumps.
It's a hip hop album, huh?
Yeah. I got a hip hop rendition of Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas."
Nice. I can't wait to hear that. You can bring it in next episode.
All I want for Christmas is your ass plastered on my wall. Anyway.
And then for me, tune into Jike and Loans, where where you can hear me and Tav talk about movies, or just hear me talk about books I have laying around my house that I haven't read yet, that I bought for some dumb reason because the cover was cool.
The library of inside Castle Wolfenstein is so large. I'd once got lost in it for a week.
Yeah. So yeah, don't bother. Go to Like and Jones, my main channel, to revisit old times, to revisit my golden period.
Yeah, it sounds like your fans know about the 100+ episodes of Borfstar that air on BMTV.
Shut up! Don't let them know that.
in the two movies.
I'm not uploading those episodes in those movies onto YouTube. They gotta pay.
There's a you guys know to go down to Bumbleville TV.
Yeah, they support Bumbleville TV. There's some good programming. Those Taiwanese soap operas are good for a reason.
Exactly. I handpicked them themselves.
Yeah. So, thanks for tuning in. See ya.
We want to be ya.